Hello, everyone, and welcome to the At Matters podcast presented by the Outer Loop Theater Experience, where we create art that matters. My name is Rachel Yoder, and I am the artistic director of the Outer Loop. And on the At Matters podcast, we just create a space to explore the question of purpose and what are we here to do through the lens of art and, art for action and theater for social change. And we are on location for today's episode in Tanzania. And this might be our first trilingual episode. So I am here with some very exciting guests. Who am I here with today? You could introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm trying. Tiffany and I am French. I am journalist. I am 34 years old. And that's it. Your turn.
I'm Charles Regoni. I'm French too and journalist too. I'm 33.
And we're the two people who are going to try to make a good documentary on how we live during 2 weeks.
Amazing. Yes.
Trying.
Cannot wait to talk more about that. We're going to talk a little bit about the documentary film that we're all working on together here in Tanzania on our last day in Tanzania. But before that, listeners of this podcast know we like to start with a game, which is called 5 Things. The way that this works is since it's a little bit different, we have 2 guests today. I'm going to throw Tiffany a category and I'm going to say 5 things and then you list the first 5 things that come to mind. And then you throw Charles a category and then Charles will throw me a category. So this is super, super special. 5 things. Okay. Ready?
Ready.
I'm going to go for you first. Okay, Tiffany, 5 things that you have learned on this trip.
Vaya abuela.
What does that mean?
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, kind of, right?
Amazing, yes.
How people live here, which is really, really different from what we live in our country. I experience love, but I mean true love. I don't know if I can say that. Welcoming people. You're a stranger here, but you're so welcome, so that's 4th. And kamakawida, kind of things.
Amazing.
So now I'm gonna say to Charles 5 things about what, his favorite shot here. 5 trucs, 5 choses que t'as appris,
Que je préfère shooter.
Yeah. He's talking English now.
Amazing.
The river first, but the second river.
The canoe. You were on there.
Oh, the canoe. Okay, good.
Other irrigation systems.
Got it.
First, the village, the people, the show, and the animals.
Amazing.
5 choses que tu préfères chez les Tanzaniens.
5 things that you love about Tanzanian people.
The first is the culture. Like you mentioned, it's a very welcoming culture. Everyone is, the amount of times that you hear Karibu is like kind of astounding, isn't it? That would be the first. The second is the way that, it's hard to describe this, like the way that language is constructed for people here. Even when I hear things in Swahili, with my limited understanding, that's one piece of it, but the way things are translated back into English is so poetic a lot of the times. The love that people here have for their own people and for strangers is incredible. The sense of family that we have here is that's been very meaningful to my life. And just the grace and the patience with which people deal with insurmountable struggles is a lesson for me continually.
Can I add one?
Yes.
What I would have said the love, because here everybody's smiling and laughing all the time, and it warms your heart. You know what I mean? It's so.
In the village, people
laughing all the time. I'm laughing all the time, and smiling,
Agreed.
Yeah.
Amazing. Good. Well, that is a good jumping off point for us for this episode. So we do, on this podcast, we like to talk about purpose and what we're here to do, and our purpose, as artists, as storytellers. We've been working on this piece of art together over the last 2 weeks. So we definitely want to talk about that. But first, just want to give listeners a little bit of context for how we all got here. So, Tiffany, if you could just tell us, how do you and I know each other, and how did you come to be on this trip?
Yeah, that's kind of funny because we met like 14 years ago in a foreign country, not France, not the US, in Ireland, where we were a student abroad. So it was a program, and we were both in, and yeah, we were at school little and went out lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were friends. There was all this American group and all this French group, and we tried to mix.
Mhm.
So that's how we met, and then we went back to our country and to our life. But one day I was chilling on Facebook, scrolling, and I said, "Oh, what is that?" And I saw your first, I think, fundraiser,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Whoa!" And I was reading what you were about to do. I think it was the clinic, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Okay, I want to be in." And all the time I saw your post about that, the photos, and I think I wrote like, "This is inspiring me." A lot of time, you and Michael. And so later, like 14 years after, we're here. And for the first time, I could have come because I was supposed to come as a part of the program, but then it switched a little. And why I said to you, why we wouldn't do a documentary on that crazy story, and here we are. And then for Charles, I explained for Charles as well.
Yeah, and then how did Charles come to be in the mix and into the family?
Yeah, so we work together, kind of together in France, same company, because we are both freelance. And I say, okay, I have a crazy plan for you. Do you want to come into Tanzania? He was like, what? And then we arranged the things, and I present him to you and Michael, and here we are. Tu veux ajouter un truc?
Non, je peux pas rajouter.
That's the things.
That's how we all got here.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So you both have a background in journalism,
Mm-hmm.
yes? And how did the idea for working, documentary style come up? Is that something you've both been wanting to explore, or is this a new avenue for you? How did that come to be?
T'as compris où je te pose? Comment est venu le moment où tu voulais faire du documentaire? Est-ce que tu en as déjà fait? Est-ce que c'est quelque chose de nouveau?
J'ai travaillé pendant 10 ans quasiment sur du news, donc c'est pas du tout le même format.
He's been working since 10 years on the news, so which is not at all this kind of format. That exists. Okay, yeah.
Et depuis l'été dernier, entre l'été dernier et le début d'année, j'ai décidé d'arrêter le news pour me lancer à mon compte et faire de la production vidéo. J'ai réalisé un premier documentaire en début d'année qui n'est toujours pas monté, et là c'est mon deuxième documentaire.
Okay, since last summer he decided to quit this kind of job and to have his own company, and in January, début d'année, tu as dit?
J'ai fait un documentaire.
Yeah, at the beginning of this year, he created one first documentary, but it's not edited yet, and it's its second one.
Very cool.
And I have kind of the same of how do you say that? I don't know. I'm lost here. You have to know that I'm so lost here. French, English, Swahili, Spanish, like my brain.
Yeah, Tiffany's been working overload in 3 different languages since we got here. So you're getting a little bit of a sampling of what the last 2 weeks has been like for her.
Even in French, even in my own language, I'm like, say that. So I have the same type of, I don't know, way. Can I say that? Yeah. I work since 14 years, kind of, in the news, and you have to know that the news factory, it's kind of a killer. Every day you have to go on the ground, see things, tell stories, but it's kind of a big machine, and
big pressure.
Yeah, big pressure, big machine. Because what appears is that with the channel we are on live 40 hours on 40 hours, you know what I mean? Like maybe CNN is the same for you. The work is really on you. every time. So you don't have the time to think. You don't have the time to think about what you want to tell or what you want to talk about. Yeah, you have to do like a factory, like that. So yeah, it was kind of really hard. And then you started asking questions about yourself, why I'm doing that. It's not the job I wanted to do. I want to be a journalist. I want to tell story, to meet people, to give them a voice, to denounce things, but not in this way. So since a long time ago, because we are both sport journalists, since a long time ago, I wanted to do some documentaries on sports because there are so many stories to tell on that subject. But this one is about art, theater, but it's most of that, more of that. So really inspiring again.
So is it fair to say that, what drew maybe both of you to journalism is that storytelling angle? And so is that kind of what drives you, or what drives you in your work?
Qu'est-ce qui te conduit dans ton travail? C'est pas très français, mais
Moi,
qu'est-ce qui te motive?
Moi, j'aime faire de la belle image.
He likes to do
C'est vrai
some
que je
great
préfère être
shots.
derrière la caméra que devant. J'aime bien faire de la belle image et raconter une histoire avec de la belle image.
He likes to do great shots, and he likes to be more behind the camera than in front right now. And he likes to tell a story through these great images. And I think it's what leads me, the people I meet, yeah, because I can have my think about something. For example, we wrote a script about this documentary we plan to film, and then we are here, and it's going to be completely different of what we have thought. And yeah, that's the things. Meeting with people, make their voice be heard, tell the truth, kind of trying to tell the truth and be honest, fair, things like.
Yeah, can you on that note, what you just spoke about a little? Can you talk a little bit more about the process of this documentary shoot? So you presented us with concept and your story outline and had it all blocked out. How was the experience of creating that different from the experience of being inside of it and shooting it? What's that been like?
Le process.
I'm gonna say the process.
Ouais, on a écrit l'histoire.
We wrote the script.
Sans réellement savoir ce qu'on allait vivre, parce qu'on ne connaît pas la Tanzanie, on ne connaît pas Mloka, on ne connaît pas Msona.
Without knowing what we're going to experience, because we don't know Mloka, we don't know Msona, we don't know Tanzania.
Mais avoir un script d'écrit, c'était indispensable parce que sur le premier documentaire que j'ai fait, j'avais pas écrit grand-chose à la base, j'y suis allé un peu en freestyle et je me suis perdu sur trop de séquences différentes. C'était trop brouillon pour faire un truc cohérent et là, je pense qu'on est plus cohérent, quoi.
But it was kind of compulsory to have this script written because on his first documentary, he went there without thinking about the sequences and everything like that. And he was kind of lost. I'm going to shoot that. I'm going to shoot that. I'm going to shoot that. And then you come back home with a lot of footage and you don't know where you want to go. So this time we did the things well, I hope. We wrote the script, like we want to have this sequence, this sequence, this sequence, and the through line, is theater. We decided that because of what is this project about theater. And then we wrote what we called a storyboard. So normally people can draw things, but we're not good at drawing. So we just write, on this sequence, I'm going to have, for example, Rachel and Michael talking about that. So I'm going to shoot like in this way. Then I'm going to shoot their face, close up on the eyes, on the hands, and things like that. So this is our guideline. And then we try to follow it. But here, with the delay and everything, so we're going to see that. When we go back home, the first thing we are going to do is rewrite the script with what we have now.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how has this this experience been for you, not just from a filmmaking perspective, but also, you know, we've been on a journey together over the last 2 weeks. So how's that overall experience impacted you, or how's that felt for you to go through?
Une perspective en tant que, pas seulement en tant que journaliste, mais en tant que être humain. What I wanted to say on these things, and it's normally you're just, if you want to have a good documentary, a good subject, whatever, you have to be at the right place, meaning journalist, and that's it. So you take your heart, you put it there, you take your brain, you put it there, and you do what you have planned to do. But here it was kind of hard because life is so different than what I have experienced before. So yeah, my brain was here, my heart was here, my tear was here, and it was kind of a little mixed up, but I think it's gonna be okay.
C'était quoi la question?
Les perspectives en tant que tu as vues ici, pas seulement en tant que journaliste, mais aussi en tant que...
En vivant une expérience comme ça, on savait que de toute façon, c'était pas pour nous un reportage classique dont on a l'habitude. On savait.
Living an experience like that, like we have never experienced and things like that, we already knew that it's not going to be something as usual.
On savait que ça allait être, qu'il y aurait beaucoup d'émotions, qu'on allait prendre une claque en arrivant, et ça a été le cas.
We knew that it was going to be a lot of emotions, that, I don't know if you say that in English, but I'm going to say it, that we're going to be slapped by this experience. You say that? So...
Moi, j'ai 2 enfants. Quand j'ai vu tous ces enfants dans le village, moi, ça m'a beaucoup touché. Voilà, j'ai eu plusieurs fois les larmes aux yeux en me retenant parce que voilà.
He has 2 kids, so when he saw all these kids in the village, in the school, he was getting so emotional. So a lot of time he was doing like, you know.
Et ce qui me plaisait le plus, je pense, dans ce projet-là, c'est que des projets humanitaires, il en existe beaucoup dans tous les pays d'Afrique, mais qui mêlent la culture à ça. Je pense que c'est unique. Et moi qui suis passionné de culture, je trouve ça génial en fait d'amener de la culture vers ceux qui ont du mal à y accéder, quoi.
And what he liked the most is that there is a million humanity project all over the world, especially in Africa. But what he likes is that here you put culture, art in that, and it's something that he has never seen before. And he's a culture guy, likes the culture, the things, music, art. So you really enjoy that part of things, and you enjoy that you bring art, theater, culture to people who maybe don't have access to it. So you like that.
La culture, c'est l'ouverture sur le monde. Ça permet aussi aux habitants de Msona et Mloka de s'ouvrir sur ce qu'ils connaissent pas en fait sur l'extérieur, quoi.
Culture is kind of a thing that open your mind to the world. So we think that the Mloka and Msona people can now have an open-minded to the world, to the stranger, like that.
Amazing. It's been it's really an honor for myself, and I know I speak for everybody on the trip as well, to have you both as collaborators on this experience. The way that you've not only gone about the work of, which has been a tremendous amount of work, truly. I mean, just like hats off to the amount of work that has gone into this. Yeah, oh, good, we got 3 languages. But also just the way that you've both entered into experiencing the place and the people with such an open heart and with an open mind and with an open spirit, that has made this trip more deeply enriching for all of us. So I want to thank you both for that.
T'as compris?
Pas tout.
La façon dont on a déjà travaillé, ils ont apprécié qu'on travaille beaucoup, etc. Mais surtout la façon dont on a été ouverts d'esprit, ouverts de cœur, etc., ça leur a fait encore plus apprécier l'aventure et ils nous remercient. Thank you. But it's just us normal.
Yeah, but it's unique because we've taken a lot of people on this trips, and it's a different experience because people are different, but the way that you both entered into the journey has been so unique and such a joy to be with. So really, it's not a small thing.
So nice. Thank you very much. And thank you, I think, from the both of us to make us living a great opportunity, like not only the work, but meeting these people in Mocha and Sona was incredible. These kids who bring me so much joy, especially Amida.
Shout out to Amida. When she sees this, eventually she's probably 3.
Yeah.
So she'll see it someday. We'll share it with her.
Dans le monde, énormément de gens rêvent de visiter Zanzibar, la Tanzanie. Pour moi, je pense que pour toi c'est pareil. Ça a ni été Zanzibar, ni le safari, ni l'hippoboat que j'ai préféré, mais c'était vraiment d'aller au village, de rencontrer les gens, de voir les enfants, et de voir cette création culturelle avec eux et de découvrir clairement une nouvelle culture c'est ça en fait qui est plus intéressant.
Hold on, because I'm not a translator, a professional translator, so I have to figure
You
out.
could be.
So he say a lot of people in the world dream about visiting Tanzania, Zanzibar, and things like that. And he say, I think, Tiffany, you agree with me, and I agree with him. It's like what we like the most is not being in Zanzibar or in Tanzania doing the safari, the hippo boat. It was going to the village, meeting these people. Après le village et les gens, t'as dit quoi?
Assister à la création.
To see how, guys, you create a piece and how you bring your idea and the Sona group ideas together and do a performance.
Et découvrir la culture des gens du village.
Yeah, and of course discover a new culture. But I agree with him because I think it's the real life that we have experienced, because when we go on our side in holidays, you go to Tanzania, you go to Zanzibar, maybe you do a safari, boat, but all of what you do is tourist thing.
Mm.
And what we have done here, it's the real life. We meet people because sometimes you go on holidays, you go in a different country, whatever, and you meet maybe some people if you are like me talking a lot, but you don't experience their own life, their everyday life, and we have done that for a short moment, but we have now a real idea of how their life is, and I think it's the most important.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Am I clear?
Yeah, very. Yeah, Crystal. As we sort of find our way to the end of this episode here, I'd love for you both just to speak about, if I sort of asked you to summarize your purpose as a person, what are you here to do on this planet? How would each of you answer that question?
C'est quoi ton but sur cette planète? Give love.
En tout cas.
I think for myself is give love and share. Be nice.
Mm.
I know maybe it seems naive, but I am naive. So give love and be nice. I think it's what I want to do here.
Mm.
And help people if I can, of course.
En France, on dit qu'on n'est que de passage sur cette terre et que le but, c'est de la laisser dans un meilleur état qu'avant. Donc, si on peut laisser les relations humaines dans un meilleur état que ce qu'elles étaient avant, ça peut être une belle philosophie de vie.
This is going to be hard to translate. So I'm going to try. So he said that in France, but I think it's everywhere, we are kind of thinking that we only lived once, so we're on our way once in the earth. So what he wants to say is it's that because of that, we have to make the world a better place, and maybe better than when we arrive on this earth, kind of. It's really simple, but you understand like that?
I fully understand like that. And also, yeah, I think that one of the sad things about English is that we don't have as much nuance as some other languages have. So I'm adding nuance in my mind that I'm sure was baked in there. Yeah. Amazing.
It was kind of more poetical the way he said it than the way I translate it. it's a kind of a limit because I'm not a translator.
You're not. You could have fooled me. Amazing. Thank you both for joining us for this conversation. As we like to end every episode with a little bit of a call to action for our audience. So something that we want the audience to either think about or do maybe differently this week. Would either of you do? Actually, I'm going to ask you both to offer a little bit of a call to action for our audience.
Ce que tu veux que les gens retiennent
Ce que je veux que les gens retiennent de quoi tu veux.
de la vie en général.
Euh,
Hey, hard question.
Ouais.
Do you want me to go first? Tu veux que je commence?
Vas-y, commence.
For me, it's be kind because what I see in everyday life, it seems, and I don't understand why because I'm not like that, why it's so simple for people to be mean and not to be kind. I'm the opposite, I think. So this is a thing that I can't understand. So please be kind with other people. I mean, your relative, your siblings, your family, your friend, but even stranger people, you don't know what they have experienced before. You are not in their shoes. So just try to be nice, give a smile, say a joke. I don't know one, but just be cool and learn French.
And learn French.
Compulsory.
Moi, je pense qu'on n'a plus le droit de se plaindre, en fait. Déjà, nous qui venons de pays riches, on n'a plus le droit de se plaindre. Et je pense qu'à travers d'actions comme l'Humanity Project et le documentaire, ça permet d'ouvrir les yeux du monde sur la situation de ces gens-là. Et on peut pas être raciste. Enfin, je pense quand on voit ça, on peut pas détester des gens aussi accueillants et aussi gentils. Et ça peut être que vertueux, en fait, pour tout le monde, en fait.
More longer, like that, I don't have difficulties to translate. No, you say, what was the first thing?
Qu'on n'a plus le droit de se plaindre.
Yeah. He said that for us, I mean us, the Westerners, after experiencing a total different life, we don't have the right to complain anymore. If you complain, please come here and see the differences. And here, we want shower, we have already water. We want to drink, oh, I'm thirsty, oh, I take my bottle of it. I am hungry, oh, I take something in the fridge and that's it. And I don't have to fight all day long to know what I'm going to eat, drink, things like that. So yeah, I agree with him. And what was the second part?
Et alors, je disais que les actions qui sont menées donc, de par le projet ou du documentaire, ça peut ouvrir les yeux sur le monde, au monde, je veux dire, et que ça peut être vertueux, qu'on arrête d'être raciste envers des gens qui peuvent avoir envie de changer de pays parce qu'ils fuient la misère, quoi.
And he hopes that through your action, I mean the Humanity Project, through the documentary we're gonna do, it opened the eyes of the people, and you can't be racist anymore when you live with these people who are so kind. And if they want to escape from their country, whatever country is in war or difficulties, or I don't know, you can't be racist if they come to your home. If they come, it means that they have a good reason. If not, they would have stayed in their own country. So
thank you both. Those are wonderful calls to action. If you listen, my call to action is just to double down on what both of you said. And also, I heard you, and I will try to learn French.
I forgot something.
You forgot something.
Give money to the Humanity Project. It's so important.
Your donations do go a very long way, so I will echo that sentiment as well. Every donation to the Humanity Project goes directly to the work that we're doing here, and it really it builds toilets, it builds irrigation systems, it does a lot for a lot of people, so always appreciate it. Before I let our listeners know where they can find us on social media, where can we find you and your work on social media and on the internet?
Instagram is Arigoniprod, ARIGONIPROD.
Yeah.
Sorry for my English.
No apologies.
I think I gave the Instagram because nobody wants me to give my Facebook. We don't care. So Instagram is good. So it's going to be Tiffany N, my name. So Tiffany, TIFFANY __2 _. Yeah, to be unique. No, it's because there's so much Tiffany N. So yeah. And my family name N is HENNE.
Amazing. Thank you both. And you can find us on all our social media platforms. Please follow us. Also, you can follow the At Matters podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We release new episodes every Thursday. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you both for being here.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Asante sana. Kwaheri.
Kwaheri.
Bye.